Hi, I'm Managing Director of Storm Geomatics, a company that specialises in surveying rivers for flood risk mapping and modelling projects and also habitat creation projects. I've been asked to do a short video for the Sustainability Committee for the Chartered Institution of Civil Engineering Surveyors, which I am a member of, and I sit on the Sustainability Committee. It's really about the ISO 14001. So ISOs, when we started as a company 20 years ago, was something that you didn't really need, but the bigger you got, the more you needed these ISOs, because when you went for tenders, your clients would be looking for that standard of management or standard of health and safety or standard of environmental policy. So what you tend to do is you go to these guys and they give you a framework to create your ISO standard, and it's a paper trail. And when you start, you're quite pleased that you get the standard, but actually doing it was something else. And that's something which the standard sometimes can fail on, I think. And I think that as we grew as a company, we realized that those standards were actually a really good guide for us to do our better management systems for 9001 and also better health and safety systems and environmental processes and procedures. And what we did, and what we started to learn was that we were standing out a little bit, because I think we were doing these things rather than just doing the ISO. And so what we did is we took it a stage further and went to ISO 14064, which is actually a verification process, and it proves your carbon emissions, your greenhouse gas emissions. So it measures them and validates them. And that's a really strong action, I think, that companies can take as a step further from 14001, is to go to 14064, because then you're proving that you're doing it, and it's not just a piece of paper in front of you. But I'm here today at Halford Flood Meadow. This is another company, Storm Wildlife, a sister company. This is something different. This is biodiversity. So this is to try and increase biodiversity in what was a field. I'm standing on the sort of cusp of the join here of where I've got to with my project. So you can see here, this is what I bought for my company. What I wanted to do was increase the biodiversity of this field. So I've got to turn around to here, and you can see we've got a hell of a lot of different species in here. Some quadrats or meters square have got 19 different species, whereas before we had mostly just grasses. Now we have flowers. So that's something a bit different, but it's something which, to be honest, the ISO 14001 kind of leads you down this path of trying to create more, and actually the sustainability side of it shouldn't cost you too much money either. I mean, this field here is actually making me money, or making Storm Wildlife money. And again, the ISOs that we ever did, if you follow them properly, they actually save you money, and they're actually a sustainable way of continuing your business. And at times like this where the economy is difficult, employing people is difficult, you want to be as sustainable as possible, and all those things lead you into that direction. So that's me for today. It's just started to rain now, which which is great because we haven't had any for a long time, and everything needs it. So I hope it's going to rain where you are. Have a lovely day. Cheers. Bye.